Hooty hoo, guess who? It's the Night Owls.
Hooty hoo, it's Buffy and Jade.
We're here for Tell Tuesday, back with Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, we might finish it tonight. We're not sure quite how long this game is.
It should finish tonight, but we'll have to just see.
Yeah, we were going around meeting vampires for our coterie, and we screwed it up with two of them, but I think two of them are our friends, so we went
Yeah, we
half and
got
half.
two. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we chased off that tabloid journalist with like the weirdest conversation ever.
Yeah, that's where we left off, I think, last game. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hot mess.
Yeah, the writing has
And
definitely went downhill as the game has progressed.
yeah, like when it started, I was thinking, oh, it was good. Like when he's transforming, like, oh, that was fun. And like now it's just like there's like typo after typo, and like that whole conversation did not even make sense.
It didn't
Did
even
not make
flow.
sense. It did not flow. So I don't know how the rest of the game's gonna go, but we will see.
Yeah, we'll see. We're on night 9. It does seem like it's getting close to the end because it like revealed the stuff about the girlfriend and everything.
It did.
It looks like we've got
Okay.
still got some things to do. Hope was the
So
crazy chick.
yeah, she was the one that had the chat room.
Agathon.
That's the Frenchman.
That's the Frenchman.
And then that was the guy we were trying to find who was stalking us, and then we almost got hit by a cab, and somebody saved us.
Yeah, let's do this one, I think.
Yeah, it's probably the most exciting.
You're in your haven when the intercom rings. Answering cautiously, you hear an older male voice.
Who's doing him?
You could do, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who he is.
Hello, I'm calling because a friend asked me to come by and offer you my services.
Oh, what do you mean, services?
You know, services. You know what I'm talking about.
The man sounds strangely excited, breathing hard. Is this a sex thing?
No, or I mean, not in that way. I do wet work.
Why is he like wiping his brow?
I don't know. Why is he breathing hard? I don't know what's happening. I know you're one of them. Please, it's all right. I don't mind. You can drink with me. I understand what, if you understand what I mean. Please, bite me. Please.
A man you've never seen before is paying a visit to an apartment not many people know of, offering for you to feed from him.
I'm getting creeped out.
I get creeped out, man.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't worry. I mean no harm. He's just knocking on your door now.
Silence. A minute passes and you hear a knock on the door to your haven. You cautiously open the door. A stranger looks at you sheepishly. He's in his 30s, dressed in a clean business suit. He looks moderately successful, only moderately so. Someone you could
Yeah.
meet at an investment bank.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to intrude, so that's why I called from downstairs.
You're creeping me out, man. Get out of here.
He's insistent. He's like, bite me.
Please leave. I don't want to see you around here again. And tell whoever sent you they could come see me themselves instead of sending lackeys.
please, feed from me. It's all right, really.
This is a conversation to start the stream with.
Right.
The man sounds desperate. Whatever this is about, you want no part of it. On second
I know.
thought, come in. Just you want no part of it, but he's just like, well, never mind.
Yeah, you look kind of tasty. Come on.
uh,
Uh,
it's broke. It's broke.
it's supposed to be dialogue.
I'm on your face if you don't turn around and disappear the way you came.
Please, I'm sorry.
He's not gonna leave. Oh no, he's leaving.
He's running away. He's leaving. Full speed. Full speed.
The man turns around and runs down the hallway. He dashes into the stairwell and you hear him running down. Not a brave man, this guy. You're left to wonder what this was all about. Who was this guy and why did he show up trying to offer you his blood? Man, maybe we should have invited him in, but he was a weirdo. He was creeping me out.
Was he the one that was stalking us?
That guy?
Yeah.
I hope not.
We clicked on the stalker bubble.
Well, I assume somebody sent him. I don't assume he was the one stalking. I hope not.
He's obsessed.
And I hope that wasn't him stalking. Knock, knock. You'd ask who's there, but you don't know if the sheriff of the New York City would play along. When you open the door, you see him toying with the car keys he's holding in his hand.
How did we know it was him before you opened the door?
Well, he said he'd be back. It was like that weird combo they had, and he was like coming back next night or something.
When he was like insulting Sophie.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready to go, fledgling?
You don't feel like it, but you give him a nod nevertheless.
Excellent. Stay close.
He leads you down to the vehicle he's parked nearby. Once again, he takes the wheel literally and figuratively. Everything inside is just the way you remember it, down to the rearview mirror reflecting the intense stare of your guide. However, the trip itself seems notably different. The last time Quadir drove you around, he was forcibly dragging you away from your old life. This time, he's pulling you back into it. All the things you wanted to say to Jessica keep running through your head.
Let me tell you how it's going to go. As I said, I've arranged a meeting between you and your kin. It's going to take place somewhere you should know very well. I'll watch over you two from a safe distance to make sure you adhere to the rules. You should know those very well, but I'll reiterate just so you can't say I didn't warn you, dumbass. Don't do anything that would violate the masquerade. Don't establish some secret routes of contact. I will know. Do treat it as the last time you two will meet. Take this chance to wrap everything up. Here's your story. You're fine. You found yourself at a crossroads, decided to radically change your life and move out of the city. The subway is unbearable, the rent's too high, they've heard it all. You were ready to leave New York for good when you heard those absurd rumors about taking your own life. So you decided to set the record straight.
He gives you a knowing look.
And close the curtains on your relationship once and for all, on your terms.
The car makes a sudden turn.
I'll leave the final details to you. Just be so kind and don't make me regret it.
You can sense he's going out of his way for you, but doesn't try to force you into gratitude by stating it plainly. If you know, you know. He'll see if you're worthy of his aid.
We're here.
You take a look around and recognize your destination. He was right. It is a familiar place. It's that club, the one you met your future sire in while trying to forget about Jess.
This is where they last saw poor Lloyd. Who knows whatever might have happened to him? When Jessica Lau is trying to find out. That is such an awkward paragraph. Like, who talks like that? She got a tip from an anonymous source saying that you might appear here tonight. Wouldn't want to disappoint the lady, would you? She's apparently quite distraught.
He turns off the engine and relaxes comfortably in his seat. You silently leave the car and head straight for the club. The last time you were headed this way, you still had a pulse. Feels almost nostalgic. There's a party getting started and some rookie DJ is trying to read the crowd. You begin to look for Jess. You wonder what the first thing you say to her should be. Yeah, that should work. Why did you let me die?
So whiny.
The music is pulsing and there are good vibes in the air. You spot a girl hurrying to the bathroom with a nosebleed. The smell is faint, but it gets you in the mood to have some fun.
Oh,
However,
are you gonna eat her?
Quadir indicated that he's got a pair of eyes around here somewhere. Better stick to the plan. A stupid idea pops into your head. If you meet her and she says,
I want to be with you again.
what would you do?
Just screw her and leave.
It probably would have been hard with the Camarilla's rules, but not impossible. You doubt the assholes at the top never managed to bring in the ones they cared about into the fold. Those are weird sentences as well.
They're structured very strangely.
By now, it feels like you've explored all the places Jess could have been. It's getting frustrating. You grab the cheapest drink they have from the bar. A tall blonde girl in a stylish skirt smiles at you from behind heart-shaped glasses. You smile back, but this is no time for the heart to guide the hand. You walk past her, back to your duty. You mimic taking a sip of your drink. Geez, you could have been having so much fun tonight. You could... Why does she look kind of like Benoit in girl form?
Maybe she's also French.
Accidentally stumble into Jessica when you least expect it. She looks at you as if she's seen a ghost. You freeze up, trying to come up with something to say and failing. The last few years of your life flash before your eyes. Wait. What was the line you decided to open the conversation with? Before you remember, a powerful slap takes you out of your stupor.
You stupid motherfucker.
Guess she gets the first line. You realize you spilled your drink all over your clothes.
I've been so worried. I've been so fucking worried. Calling everyone I knew to look for you, and you're just having fun clubbing? You thought it would be funny to drop all contact with everyone? Pretend something happened to you? What, you wanted to see my reaction?
She slaps you once again. You let some sort of disassociation set in and just watch the situation as it unfolds.
I'll let everybody know you're okay, but don't you ever show yourself in front of me again.
She turns her back on you and disappears into the crowd, walking towards the exit. You look around, you notice the heart-shaped glasses girl chuckling in the distance. You're no longer in the mood to party. Guess she'll follow Jessica's lead and leave. Better not keep the sheriff waiting. Well, he didn't even say anything.
That's a short conversation.
Well, at the very least you can say this. She still cares. That's nice. Back to Quadir's car. Once you close the door, he instantly puts his foot on the gas pedal.
Walking off the pitch with no regrets? Said everything you had to say?
He didn't say anything. You speak up without thinking. Yeah, she said she'll call off the search.
Oh, you little liar.
Getting her to accept that it was over took some harsh words, but deep down, I think she knew it was time to say farewell once and for all. She's a little shaken up, but she'll live. You spot a playful smirk in Quadir's eyes.
You took care of it like a man, didn't you? Very good. The people we knew in life have this tendency to briefly reappear in our unlives. One night, let's say 20 years from now, she might spot you on the street. You won't have aged a day from now, and even though she'll tell herself that can't be you, she'll be jealous. And if you look happy, she will feel regret over what could have been. Why would she be jealous? She's like, man, he still looks 20. Like,
Man, I wish I looked like that.
oh, I should have stayed with him, I'd still look young and hot too. So, for the sake of the night your paths cross. So, for the sake of the night your paths cross again, I hope you'll search for your own happiness.
The car speeds up to cross an intersection before the light turns red. You give Quadir a good, hard look. Who are you? What have you done with Quadir Al-Salsamim? I don't know how I know your last name, but I do somehow.
You're psychic.
At first, he seems confused about the question, but after a while, he gets it and chuckles softly. Then, he takes on a serious, slightly sorrowful expression.
Don't suck up to me, kid. Mr. Bad Guy is still here, and without a doubt, he'll go back to decapitating suckers like you anytime now.
I don't think what I said was sucking up to him at all. I didn't pick the
No.
suck up option. The other ones were, but I didn't.
This is his reaction to anything you say.
I bet it is. The car starts slowing down.
We're here.
You look out the window and see your haven.
Take care. I'll see you around. Just pray I don't have to see you too often.
That was such a that was so, gosh, the writing is still just getting worse because, like, for him to not even speak to her, it wasn't that I chose not to speak. He literally just let her slap him and run off. It's like they didn't want to, like, write up a conversation between the two of them.
That's what it felt like. Like, they were, like, getting to the end. Like, we gotta wrap this up, man. Like, production, we're hitting our deadline. Like, just no conversation.
It's so weak. You leave the car and start walking to your haven, thinking about Quadir. Can't say you're fond of him, what with the welcome he gave you and all, but after tonight, you can't say you aren't either. You're gonna need some more time to understand him, that's for sure. Oh. Oh.
Mm. Oh, he's back.
Well, I picked the one, so you picked this one. Who do you want?
Let's go see what crazy conversation we'll have with the reporter.
The weather is cold and windy as you walk to Sophie's apartment. As a vampire, that doesn't matter anymore. You may have been saddled with eternal hunger, but at least you can ignore the wind chill. Just as you come to the door of Sophie's building, she storms out, murmuring into her phone.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. I trust you to handle it.
You've heard Sophie talk to her associates before. It's always the same. Generalities and vague suggestions. It makes you think she's involved in mysterious machinations, yet doesn't tell you anything. Sophie is dressed to kill, but there's nothing unusual in that. She likes to make an impression. A black car with tinted windows is waiting for her in front of the door. A chauffeur steps out to open the car door for her. Sophie notices you.
Oh, I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. If you could look around for me one more time, that would be wonderful. You told me you'd gotten rid of that reporter. Turns out he's still here, snooping around.
Sophie is very good at communicating disappointment. She doesn't have to do much to make it clear that she's unhappy to have to return to this issue.
I thought he was gone.
I'll take care of it. After tonight, he won't trouble you anymore.
Good. Don't disappoint me. The reporter talked his way into the building during the day. Once the doorman understood what was happening, he threw him out. He showed all pictures of me to my neighbors. It's very awkward, you understand.
Sophie disappears into the car and the chauffeur closes the door behind her. You watch as a sleek vehicle disappears into the Manhattan traffic, just one anonymous car among many. Beth sat down somewhere and devised a plan of action. You go to the nearby diner, settle into a booth, and order a coffee from the steely-eyed Latino waitress. As she brings you your cup, you describe Frank Doherty to her on the off chance she's seen something. Just as she's about to answer, you happen to look outside. Something catches your eye. The diner is brightly lit, so you lean closer to the window to see the street through it. You got lucky. Frank is standing on the sidewalk on the other side of the street, looking at something on his phone. You slide out of the booth, throwing a few small bills on the table. Mumbling something to the waitress, you step outside. Hey, Frank, you stop right now! For a reporter, Frank isn't terribly observant. You keep your distance, hiding behind people and cars, but he doesn't look around. It seems like he wants to find a private nook to inspect the photos he took tonight. An alley. He ducks in, and you follow.
Oh, it's you again. Please, I'm working on a different story, I swear.
Frank retreats deeper into the alley. It's fine, Frank. Don't worry, Frank. I know all about why you're here.
You do? I mean... Okay, I'm sorry I tried to bullshit you. Just tell me how I can help you.
How come you're here? I thought we agreed there's no story, man.
Usually when someone says there's no story, that means there is a story. I just couldn't let it go. Look, I don't want any trouble. I can see that you're serious. There is something to Sophie Langley. I think you know what it is.
You take a long, hard look at Frank Doe. He's a tenacious man, but not brave. After the last time you met, you were sure he had been dealt with. Where did he find the courage to come here again? A woman like Sophie, there's always something, but is it worth the pain? What? What?
I'm gonna bust you up, man.
He doesn't even sound like he's threatening, though. That doesn't sound threatening.
Look, I need a scoop. I need a story. I need something that says Frank Doe is on top of things again. Nobody respects me. Do you know how that feels? I used to be someone, a promising young journalist. When you fuck up, there's no sympathy. People enjoy seeing you fall. I don't care about Sophie Langley. I care about Frank Doe. I'm not asking for much, just one story that isn't about trying to get a shot of a celebrity's underwear.
You almost believe it, but something about Frank feels off. Trust in your blood to convince Frank.
Talk to me.
You don't say anything at first. It's easy to dismiss Frank as a joke. It has been. Yet there's something beneath his talk. Another story. A moment of silence is all you need for your presence to properly register in Frank's mind. He's too weak-willed to resist. Someone's leaning on you, Frank. Come clean!
What? No, absolutely not.
Frank's voice sounds shrill. You know you got it right in one guess.
Sometimes I just need some extra money, that's all. Shrill.
Now we're finally getting somewhere.
There's a guy. He's paying me, that's all. But I can't talk about that. Drink him dry?
Offer Frank to work for you. Intimidate Frank.
He might be useful, or you're just supposed to scare him away. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this man.
I'm eating him.
You're
It doesn't feel like you could get any more out of him. Or perhaps that's just something you tell yourself because you see the sweet, sweet blood moving under his skin. It's hard not to stare. Frank is not a beautiful man, but you've learned that any mortal veins can be appreciated if you look at them long enough. Blood is a great equalizer. Young or old, rich or poor, they all serve as sustenance to you. You decide to give up on Frank. If you drink him dry, he won't come back again. Make it a plus of death. I don't know. I don't know. The moment you decide to drink Frank dry, you cease to see him as a person. It's just feeding, nothing more. You push Frank against the wall and keep him there with the weight of your body. You bite into his neck, and as he feebly struggles, you feel the rich blood seep into your mouth. You suck greedily. So far, the joy of feeding hasn't faded. Perhaps it never will. Frank knows you're doing something horrible to him, but the blood escaping his body makes it impossible for him to resist. He moans and pleads faintly, but you just keep drinking. He was scum. You're a vampire, and you need your sustenance. That's all there is to it, right? You leave Frank slumped against the wall, hitting his head against it a few times to suggest trauma. When they investigate his death, there will be plenty of people who could have done it. He had enough enemies. Oh, we ate him.
Oh, end of that storyline.
Well, she told me to take care of him, and clearly they don't know how to make me take care of him because the writing is atrocious. So I'll just eat him and get him out of the picture.
He's not coming back now, is he?
Nope, I took care of him. He's not a beautiful man, but I took
he had
care of
tasty
him.
veins.
When you get to the internet cafe, Hope is already waiting out front. The sight catches you off guard. A part of you suspected that she might be more of a shut-in. Mayhaven is a castle type. Oh my gosh, she's still talking
She's
with
still
the
doing
thing.
it. Perfect timing. We need to go for a ride. Get in, get in, get in.
Why, though? That's so weird.
I don't know. Like, you're not even seeing the chat anymore.
I know, I don't understand it.
She's psychotic.
She doesn't wait for your response and jumps behind the wheel of a lavender vintage roadster instead. The engine starts roaring expectantly, causing everyone's head to turn. Not wanting to attract needless attention, you quickly slip into the backseat of the car. The moment you shut the door behind you, the vehicle sets off, tires screeching.
Why is he always in the back?
Because they didn't want to draw a different scene with him in the front.
They just use the same car.
They do, they just alter it slightly.
Sorry for not bringing you up to speed first, but hey, this is New York City. Everyone's always in a rush, and this is even more true when you're kindred. Now, allow me to take care of some business, and I'll be right with you.
Even as she's zooming through traffic, she's still on her phone, of course. Shouldn't you look at the road from time to time?
It might come as a bit of shock to you, but I'm pretty decent at multitasking. It's pretty hard to make a living in the city. You gotta be at the top of your game at all times. Might as well explain my business plan to you while I'm at it. So, another extremely online mulk based in New York goes by the name of Dev Null. Told me to Google Ethereum a few years ago. That's how I got into Bitcoin. And I found a new religion. 23-year-old selling visions of governments replaced by benign code and decentralized consensus. Masses ruled by algorithms as just as the law of physics. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Idiot man-child investors trying to shape their realities through sheer fanat fanatical zeal and dedicated collectors of things as abstract as rare descriptions.
Her driving style is far more aggressive and dangerous than you're comfortable with. Is it just you, or does she peek into the rearview mirror more often than she looks straight ahead?
A hyper speculative environment where nothing has real value, only abstract beliefs matter, and your life savings can be ruined by a single bullshit tweet. How could I refuse the allure? I started buying low and selling high on a variety of shady 24/7 exchanges that allowed me with 100 times leverage, as in they lend me 100 times the capital I could bet with. I got lucky at the beginning and kept the ball rolling, shorting and longing impulsively, recklessly. I got to the point where I became too big to fail, and that's when I cashed out.
The car comes to an abrupt halt. You bump up against the seat in front of you.
Ugh. Okay, this story will be continued later, but we're here, ready at our first stop. I'll need you to do me a favor.
First stop.
Yeah, I need to run a few errands tonight. This one is as simple as it gets. See that weird guy in a Yankees cap standing around the corner? Approach him, tell him you're young, hot, petite ingenue. Take the phone he gives you and bring it here. Get going, honey. It's illegal to park here.
You jump out of the car and approach the man Hope has pointed out. Not a lot you can tell about him based on his appearance, aside from the fact that he seems pretty shady. The guy assumes a comically threatening pose as you approach him. That's comically threatening. Ooh.
He put his arm up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm tough. What do you
Ooh. Look at
want?"
my tattoo.
Yeah, look at me. I'm tough.
Look at his lips.
That's a sneer. He's like, "I'm tough."
He's shady.
He is.
I'll do him.
Okay.
The hell you want? I'm here for a phone. I'm young, hot, petite. I'm young, hot, petite. Oh, no offense, but kind of expected a girl. I mean, no, yeah, my bad for assuming. Damn. He
He's
takes
so
the phone out
disappointed.
of his pocket and covertly passes it to you. Everything has been prepared and preloaded according to your instructions. Should take about 2 minutes to transfer the data. Now, get out of here. The man walks away with an exaggerated hip-hop gait. You jump back into Hope's car. She immediately steps on the gas.
You got the phone? You're the best. Pass it to me, please.
She connects the two smartphones using a cable and begins some sort of data transfer. Looks like it's an identical model. After a minute or so, the process is complete.
All right. Goodbye, lovely. You serve me well.
Hope opens the car window, grabs her old phone. You're not expert enough to recognize the exact model, but it definitely looks like it had an $800 price slapped on it, and tosses it out the window. Surprised, you look behind you and see a car in the opposite lane run over the abandoned device. Hope notices your quizzical look.
I've been eating a lot of burner phones lately, and I'm not going to use some cheap piece of shit, so it's a pretty expensive necessity.
Intersection, red light. She takes advantage of the moment to shoot a driving selfie that strategically excludes her face, and upload it to Instagram. You notice her handle there is
Versace?
Versace Beauty, I guess. I don't even know how that's spelled.
I don't either. Now, I was telling you a story.
Bitcoin.
Right. At some point toward the end of 2017, I became convinced I needed to cash out, and there was no way the bubble was going to last forever. I always knew there would be no grapes of wrath for the cryptocurrency era. It would have to be a series of profoundly antisocial, disconnected events. The whole crypto culture was a decentralized church of lone millennials who rejected all established modern values and kept atoning for the original sin of not buying Bitcoin back in 2013. She is just on her like little rants. Like nobody
Yeah.
cares about your crypto thoughts, girl.
No, no. Another abrupt last second turn. You're pressed against the window. What the hell is up with your driving style?
Bet a life you never wanted to live anyway and get a chance to win a priceless pile of nothing. Untether yourself from all worldly desires. Find joy in suicidal whatever that word is. To this day, money holds no real value for me. It's as abstract as video game score, a bunch of numbers on the screen. This joyless world changed me forever. I knew I had to escape. So I took my piles of fictional dollars to a new arena, the elite NYC social circles. Not because I wanted to scam them and make more, but because I wanted to finally have some fun. I mean, of course I had to scam them in the process, but it was only in service of becoming something more than a star, a constellation.
Another abrupt stop, this time next to the entrance of a shifty looking back alley.
All right, friend, this time your leaky gut syndrome, whistleblower extraordinaire. Whenever a press sneak fuck wants a leak, you've got it. What?
Don't know.
That sentence is not making sense in my brain.
I don't know what she's talking about.
I guess someone who leaks stuff to the press, but I don't understand that wordage. Anyways, got it? Sorry for putting you out there in my place, but I only personally contact people as a last resort. Gets harder to protect my identity each time I show my face. And since I've got you, our man is waiting for you in his back alley. He's paying back a favor with the flash drive containing crucial information we need to stay safe in the city. Retrieve it. I will circle the area, make sure we aren't in danger right now. When you're done, get back here and I'll pick you up. Everything clear? Good.
You exit the car and see the same alley that you killed Frank in, and drive. You exit the car and see it drive away in a hurry, then head into the narrow passageway. Sure enough, there's a man waiting for you at the end of the back street. Unshaven, wearing wrinkled clothes, with a nervous eye tick. He looks even dodgier than the last guy you met.
Oh no.
When you approach, he gives you a mean look.
He's like racking his knuckles. He's ready to punch you. You lost or something? Just give me the flash drive.
I'm leaky gut syndrome. You said you got a little something that might interest me.
Of course, of course. Straight to the point, aren't you? All right then.
Clumsily, he produces a USB stick from his front shirt pocket and holds it before your face, like right in your face. When you reach out
Here
to
you
take
go.
it, he pulls his hand back and gives you a sly grin.
Oh, getting all this data was risky, you know. Miss Montgomery is an unusually secretive person. Digging up dirt on her took more effort than I expected. Effort that should be rewarded, I think. The more you ask around about her, the more you expect a letter saying, "Give up your inquiries, which are completely useless," at your doorstep. Perhaps attached to a severed cat head. You catch my drift? No, I don't.
No.
The secrecy surrounding her screams, friends in high places, brave new world order, Illuminati shit, you know? Makes me think I deserve some hazard pay.
Um,
You just walk
um,
away. Nope. Bye.
uh,
Bluff him.
I ran a background check on you, guy. You're not just some random smuck off the street. No way you didn't know what you were walking into when you took on this job. And if you really didn't, I doubt you're the kind of journalist who could gather intel worth shit. You're bluffing the hell out of him, unsure if it's gonna work. It does. The man spits on the ground angrily and raises his hands in surrender.
Alright, alright. I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that. My bad, okay?
He extends the hand holding the flash drive towards you again. You take it.
Oh yeah, one more thing. Not really sure what it's about, but one of my informants claims you might be interested in this.
He reaches into his inner jacket pocket and presents you with something wholly unexpected. It's a bag of blood labeled simply as ABRH negative. You take a closer look, but that doesn't answer any of the questions that just appeared in your mind. You peek into the journalist's cold blue eyes and see them twitch uncontrollably. Why are his eyes twitching? His eyes wigging out uncontrollably. Is he having a seizure?
Oh man. Don't ask me. They said you'll know what to do with it, leaky gut. Come on, take it. You just eat him?
Just eat the twitcher? I ain't eating that twitchy freak. His eyes are bugging out.
Like, is he on drugs? What?
Fine, I'll take it, weirdo.
Hope.
He grabbed the bag. Anything else?
Yeah, I don't think so. Thanks for your cooperation.
Another eye twitch and an awkward silence. You hide the blood bag under your clothes and leave the alley the way you came. Hope's car appears behind the corner just as you walk out onto the street. It doesn't even fully stop when you approach, but slows down just enough so that you can jump in. The moment you close the door, she leans into the gas pedal with her full strength, causing the engine to roar. Her driving style definitely doesn't reflect how laid back she seems as a person.
We've got it.
You throw the flash drive onto the seat next to her.
Perfect. Any problems? How did the meeting go?
You relate the entire back alley encounter to her, twitchy eyes and all. Toward the end of the story, you notice she's not staring at the road or her phone, but directly at your face. The realization startles you.
You've got that blag of blood?
Black of blood! Black of blood!
You got that bag of blood with you?
You place it on the seat next to her. She peeks at the label. She looks at it again. Then she steps on the brakes.
Oh, whoa. Fuck. She's seriously like typing this on her phone as she's cursing. Like,
how are we even talking to her if she's typing it all on her phone? Like, I don't.
well, she's saying it as she's typing it. Like that one.
But why? But she's not talking. Like we're not seeing it. Like it doesn't matter what she's doing. We're not seeing it.
I know. I don't understand. She's just.
I guess I thought it would look cool or something. I don't know.
It's stupid. I'm okay.
She grabs both the bag and the flash drive you've obtained and throws them out the window. Looks like that's her favorite method of taking care of problems, being a litter bug.
That bag was a message. AB negative used to be my blood type. It's the rarest one, found in less than 1% of the United States population. Why can't I speak? Glad you didn't drink it. Who knows what they've done to the bag? I was thinking that. I was thinking, man, something's wrong with that bag. Like, they
I
just
was
randomly gave
thinking
it
that too,
to
yeah.
you. Some NYC vets can tell you wild stories about using irradiated blood to locate and kill other kindred.
Seriously? I'm glad I didn't drink from him.
And better safe than sorry, yeah. Still, I wonder if they would have if they would have done anything to his blood. That would be some kind of five-dimensional chess move. But yeah, this contact is compromised and needs to be cut off. Goodbye, my journalist frenemy, and goodbye, dear leaky gut syndrome. You've both outlived your usefulness. What if you didn't take the blood? Like, what would have happened?
I don't know. After a brief period of hesitation, she deletes the whistleblower extraordinaire account and sighs.
Another one bites the dust. I've got another story to finish. I was talking about Bitcoin and I just ramble on and on and on and on, but where did I stop?
No one really cares, lady.
Okay, cool. Constellation.
I'm becoming a constellation like a weirdo.
Oh, right. You know who saw the real face of the city? Anna Delvey. Ever heard of her? Oh, of course not. You're so uncultured. She was a Russian working class girl born as Anna Sorokin. She moved to New York in 2013 and convinced everyone that she was this insanely rich trust fund kid, a wealthy German heiress. Manhattan elites totally fell for it, and they bought it for years while she swindled them. She only got arrested in 2017 after having stolen almost $300,000. Sorokin created her Delhi persona out of thin air, convinced everyone that she was going to set up an art fund, and kept tasting all of life's finest pleasures while being basically broke. I think that was a real person. Like, I think that's a real story.
I'm sure it is.
She even made up a fake family financial advisor, then killed him off when he became a liability. And apparently, most of her rich victims never admitted to being scammed out of shame.
By now, you're sure. The way she scrutinizes her surroundings, her reckless driving, she's trying to escape somebody.
Now Delvey's locked up with murderers and Rikers, writing her memoirs, apparently picking a lot of fights. Bless her heart, she'll forever be an inspiration. But I have more but I have more advantages than she ever did. I have my own considerable funds that I can rely on, and I can rely on many more made-up people than just some old-ass financial advisor. A whole bunch of fake content creators and influencers that every rich dumbass wants to get in touch with and collaborate. Makes it super easy to earn more money than I invest. We've seen it firsthand, both as a deceiver and the deceived. It's a city of illusions. Make non-existent money, come up with a fictional status, play nonsensical Camarilla games. And one day you might just find yourself at the top. All right, we're reaching our last stop.
You look around, you're coming up on a parking garage.
You're going to take an elevator to the 70th floor. Give the masked man you meet in front of the door this memory card. It contains an uh, art house movie I've made. It's porn.
What do you mean by art house?
You've seen me rehearse it in my haven. You know what I mean. You didn't think I was doing that just for show, did you? I found some filthy rich Manhattan pervs who will pay a fortune for a convincing vampire cam show. I don't need money, but their IT industry connections gave me an idea. When we give them this memory card, we'll gain access to tech that should allow us to take on my biggest enemy in the city. So your nickname this time is going to be...
A crash.
Oh, we died.
You are momentarily dazed and can't immediately understand what happened. The first thing you know for sure is If you were still a normal human being, you'd be dead. You replay the last few seconds in your head. The other car appeared out of nowhere and crashed into Hope's vehicle at the maximum speed it was able to achieve in this closed-off space. Why does it look like there's like bike handles there?
There is a bike there.
The driver has already managed to kick open the mangled door next to him and stumble out of his seat. Now he wordlessly approaches the trunk and takes a large caliber silenced pistol out of it. Dun dun! He starts approaching the lavender wreck of Hope's car, obviously ready to finish the job that he started. You have to be fast and violent. It's you or him now.
No, you just die from a bullet? Like...
I mean, it didn't sound like we could die from a bullet, but I guess we'll use our magic powers. I don't know. Attacking her straight on sounds like we're gonna just get shot in the face.
It does.
Your instincts take over. The world stops moving just as you start running. He can see you, of course, but not as as a well-defined shape. It's a blur, and its speed is faster than his aim. It gets closer to him. He's scared. It? It's his blur is an
What?
it?
Are you running at him with like super speed?
I guess. It's next to him. He's terrified. A series of superhumanly swift punches rupture his body in all.
That's a
cut
cut off.
off.
Yeah.
In all sorts of horrifying ways. His world briefly turns into an ocean of agony and then disappears forever. You stand above the gunman's body, trying to calm yourself and your killer instincts. That's when you hear her voice. I guess he's not. I just pummeled him with my fist. Hope slithers out of her car like a snake and sees you standing over your assailant.
You did pretty good.
She approaches the body of the driver you killed and kicks it so she can take a better look at it. Upon seeing the front of the corpse, she lets out an annoyed grunt.
Ugh. Knew it would be this asshole. He's been following us all day, and I know just who he belongs to.
Even before she's done talking, she's already trying to reach someone through a video call. Eventually, she succeeds. You see a nonchalant woman in business casual on her smartphone screen. Whoa. That's business casual.
That shirt?
That's not business casual at all. And why does her hairstyle look like she's out of the 80s?
I was gonna say she looks like she's from the 80s.
Kara Montgomery, how may I help you?
Kara.
Hope. Didn't expect you to ever reach me through this channel. Have you thought things through? Wait, did something happen?
Did something happen? Your fucking ghoul just tried to kill me, you crazy bitch. That's what fucking happened.
Calm yourself, for Christ's sakes. It's not even spelled right. This is a baseline accusation. She says, that just ruined me. It wasn't even spelled right.
I know he's from the Double Spiral. He's been working at your motherfucking company.
Come on. You know I can't be held responsible for the independent actions of my subordinates. Why don't we just meet up and talk it over?
Like,
Hope disconnects the call and instantly blocks Kara from contacting her.
You corporate shithead, you make me sick.
She was in casual business.
That's not casual business. What the heck's a ghoul?
I don't know.
It lit up
Tired.
red like it's a vocabulary word.
It is. I don't know what it is. Is it a familiar? But why would you call him a ghoul? I
They're
don't know.
ghouls.
Tired, she turns her gaze to the dead ghoul.
I'll dispose of him. Help me put him in my car. Your car's wrecked,
He
lady.
literally said it like ripped her car in half.
I know, like it would have killed them.
30 seconds later, his body is lying on the back seat of the lavender-colored wreck.
Okay, good.
You take a look at the scene of the carnage in front of you.
Every second we're here gets us closer to a serious masquerade violation. I'll have to exchange my Palme d'Or worthy masterpiece for the goods of some other time. What?
I don't know. She gets behind the wheel and you follow her inside the car. How are we driving
I
it?
don't know. She slithered out like it was upside down.
I know, and he said like if he had been human, he'd be dead. But it's drivable. It's not totaled. It
Like, how? I thought she'd
looks
like
fine
steal
to
another
me.
car. It does look fine. I don't know. Meet me in my haven and I'll tell you when I tell you it's safe. For now, I need to dump this asshole somewhere, get my car fixed, and plan our counterattack.
You guide Hope to your own haven. She drops you off, and before she leaves, she makes what's about to come perfectly clear.
If we want to survive in the city, Carl Montgomery needs to die.
She disappears into traffic, and you disappear into your place. And it's over.
Okay, that's it.
And
Okay.
I don't. Why would. I'm assuming. I mean, assuming Kara is a vampire as well, since she has ghouls.
She has ghouls and she's from the 80s.
I don't know. She's from the 80s.
That hair! Look and see what
Yeah.
a ghoul is. I want to see what it says.
A minion created by giving a bit of vampire vitae to a mortal. Yeah, it's a familiar, basically. Without draining them of blood first.
Okay, so they're still human.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was, although it's a very strange term.
It is a strange term. It's a ghoul.
Alright, who's next? I picked that monstrosity, so you pick one of
I guess
these.
go to the wizard. I can't remember how the wizard
Doctor
talks.
Strange?
Yeah, I can't remember how he talked.
You know what to expect when you return to the small bookstore serving as Agathon's haven. The cacophony. I can't say that one.
Cacophony?
Cacophony of a cold. It's a weird word.
I was trying to read Hope fast because she feels like she would talk really fast, but she was like rambling on, and I was struggling so
I
hard
know.
speaking her fast.
I know. Of occult imagery, a solitude from the book covers displayed on the window, but under the fake facade, there's something real. This time, the Buddhas and the satanic Bibles of the storefront seem almost funny, or perhaps you just started to tune into the dry humor of these Tremere. Just as you're about to ring the doorbell, the door opens and Agathon storms out. You step aside
Oh.
just in time to avoid having him stumble into you.
Lloyd, what are you doing here?
Look, man, I came to help you. Like last time! He screams it.
Okay, fine. You're right. Follow me.
He screamed it. And then he's just like, okay, right.
He just puts his hands up and like, calm down, man.
As he turns to go, Agathon almost looks pleased that you're here. Agathon walks to his car with you in tow. It didn't occur to you last time, but it's a surprisingly pedestrian vehicle, an aging mid-sized family sedan. You imagine what it would look like with a baby seat in the back. Opening the door on the driver's side, Agathon notices your look.
Laugh all you want, but it's inconspicuous and practical.
You sit in the car, in the back, like a baby child, like always, and Agathon starts driving in his usual careful style. At least she'll never be stopped by traffic cops. It seems Agathon is not interested in small talk.
It's a beautiful night.
I love a good mystery as much as the next vampire, but at some point, you have to tell me what we're doing.
Let me ask you a question in return. Have you ever tasted animal blood? From sheep, for example.
Okay, now you're being disgusting. That's just gross.
That's gross, but you eat people. Yes, I know. It's disgusting. The question is, if it was more palatable, would it make our lives easier? Anyway, something to think about.
You exit Manhattan over the Brooklyn Bridge and soon reach the site of the nightclub that seems to be your destination. It's on the riverfront, a converted former warehouse. With a start, you recognize the place, the club where fate latched its cold, grubby hands onto your soul. You wanted to party, but instead you became a monster. How's that for a hangover?
Just
After
from
Agathon
yesterday.
parks the car, it's time for you to enter the nightclub. You glance at the premier, evaluating him. It's obvious that this is not his kind of place.
There's a good chance the research notes are here.
So we're looking for research notes?
Yes, I told you this already, and that's all you need to know. I can't remember
There's...
why they're looking for research notes.
I can't either. There's a line into the club. It looks like a popular spot even if based on the crowd. This is not exactly a place for supermodels and celebrities. You walk up to the man at the door and smile. Hey, you remember me, right? Mind if I go in, you sexy thing? Valter looks at you, taken in by your supernatural charisma and flirtatious tone. It doesn't matter whether he really remembers you or not.
Sure, baby. Go right in. Have a great night.
You walk into the club, ignoring all the people standing in line. The music beats down on you, bringing with it memories of human existence and the party. The first time you went dancing with friends, when you flirted with someone on the dance floor, and how you loved to party.
Yeah.
This time, it's different. You're a predator, and everyone around you is prey, tightly packed, twitching sacks of blood and tissue. You sense the emotions all around you, blood tinted with happiness, lust, rage, jealousy, love. A buffet of sensations.
Focus. Keep an eye out for trouble while I look for what we came to find.
I mean, I was just here the other night, and I wasn't trying to eat everybody then, and I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know why he suddenly wants to eat everybody.
I don't know.
You nod and follow Agathon through the throng, trying to ignore all the warmth, flesh, and circulating blood around you.
I guess last time you were focused on Jessica, now you're just like, people.
Well, I don't think the guy needs to eat right now.
You ate the reporter.
He was big too, so.
Yeah.
Eyes on the prize. You came here to help Agathon, and that's what you'll do. Agathon waves through the dancing people with a purpose, but you have no idea how he's searching for the missing research notes. Perhaps he's using the enhanced senses of a vampire, or some esoteric sorcery. At least he seems to know what he's doing.
Juno.
You swerve to avoid a drunken man who was just about to spill beer onto you and try to see what Agathon is looking at. A young woman, intense, purposeful, a little out of place at the nightclub, just like you and Agathon.
Wasn't Juno his little assistant lady?
I don't think so.
What's her name?
Oh, let me guess. She's after your research notes, too. I don't remember her name, but it wasn't Juno.
Okay. He mentioned a Juno at some point. Maybe it's the person that's looking for their stuff.
Maybe.
They're not my research notes, but yes.
The woman, Juno, elbows a drunken man out of her way and points a finger at Agathon's face. Agathon, you traitor! Don't you dare stand between me and what's mine! You look at the woman in surprise. Whoa. Her appearance stands in contrast with the anger in her words.
Juno, you know Isling's his assistant lady.
Yeah, she's not the assistant. She was the boss. Yeah,
well, that's right. You know Isling will not let you leave with the notes. Perhaps she won't let you leave at all.
Juno pulls close to Agathon's face and stage whispers loudly enough for you to hear her over the music. You're still so brainwashed that you care about what Aisling fucking Sturbridge wants. I'm jumping through to a whisper.
It's a stage whisper.
I'm jumping through her hoops. I don't know what I saw in you, Agathon. You're such a lapdog. Let's not forget the masquerade, ladies.
Oh, I'm such a nerd.
Oh, look, are we sure we want to talk about all this in the middle of the dance floor?
Mm-hmm.
Do I look like I fucking care about the masquerade, you little idiot nerd boy? You look at Juno in genuine shock. Whoa. From Sophie, I understand that the masquerade is universal among the kindred.
Juno, you don't mean that. You're not suicidal.
Fucking watch me.
Juno, please. Calm yourself, woman.
Juno steps back, suddenly cold, ignoring the people dancing with another awl that's missing a bit around. She stares hard at Agathon. The past is the past. The traditions are dead to me. You won't stop me, Agathon. I'll make sure of that here and now. You know I have the power.
No, Juno, please.
Agathon sounds panicked. He's not worried about his own survival, but the possibility that Juno is going to unleash a genuine masquerade breach. Sucker punch! You step towards Juno and punch her in the face as hard as you can. Her nose flattened and she grunts in pain as her body crashes into people dancing behind her. In a few short seconds, you've caused general panic at the nightclub. People pick themselves up off the floor, scream, and try to push their ass because they punched the lady. They're just running wild. They're like, oh no! Ah! Get out of here! He's punching bitches! Go! Oh, because he punched her! It's not like it's a fire or something! They just ran like it's some kind of emergency!
They're acting like he whipped out a gun. Oh my goodness.
The music stops and the lights come on. Suddenly you're blinking in the cold, white halogen light. A young man crawls away on all fours. Why is he crawling? They're like, this is a shootout. Get out of here. There's no gun. There's no gun.
Oh my gosh, gosh, this is killing me.
And Juno stands up. That was a mistake. My nose is broke. You expect Juno to create mystical blood magics or just hit you back with her fists. You're caught flat-footed when she steps up and kisses you right on the mouth. You feel something trickling from her mouth into yours. It should be blood, but it's not. Rancid, burning, choking. Juno's blood has become a toxin that scorches you from the inside. In panic, you look to Agathon for help, only to discover that he's gone! He fled with the crowd!
He did! He's like, you're on your own, kid!
You try to croak out words as Juno touches you on the chest, smiling like the predator she is. You feel a sudden pang of hunger, as if the blood inside you has become sour and unusable. Juno flies across the room and crashes into a wall. Why? Why is she crashing?
What?
I'm gonna eat her? Like, what? Did I fly her across the room?
She jumped away. Wait.
It sounds like someone threw her across the room!
They did, because she has a skull fracture.
You advance toward her slowly as she stands awkwardly with what looks like a skull fracture. What the hell? Your blow would have killed a human.
Yeah, you're like, stop kissing me! Ugh!
Juno looks at you one more time before running into the crowd. And now, magically, Agathon has returned. What?
He's been looking for the research notes, man. He just left you. But now you're starving.
Nope, I've got
We're
toxins.
done here. You're covered in toxins. Let's go.
She toxin spit in my mouth, man!
He's like, you'll live. Let's go.
You're startled by Agathon's sudden appearance. He skipped the flight, but now he's back. The fight, but now he's back. He skipped the flight. He's flying out.
It's a black of blood. This could be a masquerade breach. Let's hope the crowd is too drunk to supply details later.
You try to mend the damage Juno inflicted on you, but you're hungry as something is resisting you, as if the maligned influence of Juno's magic persists in your body. You glance at Agathon warily. Does he command similar powers? Outside, you walk to Agathon's car and drive back over the Brooklyn Bridge to Manhattan, heading for Agathon's haven.
Juno mentioned some very personal things. I trust your discretion in not discussing those things with Aisling.
Man, she spit in my mouth! We're not even gonna talk about that. I'm dying of toxins and they're just like not reacting to this. Like,
he's not telling you what happened.
Your love life is your business, man, but she spit in my mouth!
You're killing me.
Oh, no one's talking about it! He was dying of toxins! He threw her across the room and broke her skull, then she slithered into the crowd, and I should still be dying of toxins! Oh no! And everybody scurried out of the thing like there was a shooter or a fire, and it was madness, and no one's talking about it!
The only thing he cares about is his little research notes. That's
and his love life and discretion!
Oh man. Thank you.
After a while, you reach Agathon's haven and he parks the car. You walk to the occult bookstore and Agathon invites you inside. The smell of incense assaults you as before, making you grateful you don't have to breathe. You follow Agathon upstairs to find Aisling Sturbridge in an armchair reading an old book. She puts a bookmark in its place as you come in. I don't remember what voice I gave her.
I can't remember either.
You were successful, I hope.
No, I'm sorry. The notes were there at some point, but not anymore.
That's a shame. I hope you don't run out of time. How did Sophie's little protege do? Agathon turns to look at you. Surprisingly
Well.
well! I clocked a bitch in the nose and she spit in my mouth. That's not surprisingly well. It caused the whole panic in the dance club, and everybody's just screaming and running. There was a man crawling on the ground.
She was flying through the air.
And there's a man crawling on all fours.
They're screaming. They're shoving each other. They're like, get out of here. He's like, well, you know, he punched a woman in the nose and then she spit in his mouth.
Oh, that's a surprise. I'll have to compliment Sophie on her choice.
Oh, man. We met Juno. Fortunately, she couldn't find the notes either.
That's interesting. I can't even see her voice right now.
I can't stop laughing.
The High Regent turns to look at you. What was your impression of Juno Fletchley? She spit in my mouth, man!
I can't even see. I'm crying. No, man.
Oh my gosh, hold on. She was very angry. I don't know what you people did to her, but she's pissed. I punched her in the nose, and then she spit in my mouth, and then I flew her across the room, and everybody was panicking.
It was a disaster. And then Agatha's over there like, I told you to be discreet.
What
Oh,
we
man.
did, careful now, fledgling. She made her own choices, bad as they were. Anyway, I have some things to discuss with Agathon. Run along now, you little dweeb. You leave the occult bookstore, the cheesy mystical music still in your ears as you walk away and think about the spit in your mouth. You wonder what happened with Juno. Why did she like to spit in your mouth? Why is she so anxious to have her clan? Did she really do that? Could you leave Sophie's service if you wanted to and join the mouth spitter? What?
You're gonna run away with Juno? Oh, man, you hurt my stomach.
That was such a stupid scene, though. It's so stupid. I mean, I probably wasn't supposed to punch her in the nose. They probably didn't plan for people to punch her in the nose. But, like, everybody's screaming in panic. Like, most people, like, in real life, people would just be like, whoa, he just punched a woman. They'd be like, hey, man, like, they'd go off on him or something. But they're just screaming and running. They're just screaming.
Man, it is a packed dance floor, and it is dark in there, like, you know, with strobe lights and crap. They probably wouldn't even realize what happened. Like, she'd just fly over, and they're like, huh, did he shove her? Like, what happened? You know? And then they just get back to grooving.
It was an all-out panic. People were crawling across the floor. Like...
on all fours. They're like, oh no, there's an emergency. Gotta get out of here.
They were crawling as if their life depended on it. And all it did was
They
clock a bitch. That's all it did.
they reacted worse to you punching her than they did to you sending her flying across the room and cracking
No,
her
well,
head
by
open.
that time, they had all scurried out. They were all gone when I sent her across the room.
They were still there. They were boogieing.
No, they ran out. They all ran away screaming.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You come back to your haven after a very long night out. Right before you open the door, you notice something strange. The sounds of television are coming from your apartment. Mad Men, if you're not mistaken. You open the door and carefully peek in. A young, disheveled woman is curled up on your sofa. She has a blanket pulled up on top of her and seems very comfortable. Next to her lies an obviously unconscious, preppy woman. Whoa.
That's our stalker? That's our stalker? Look at her hair.
She looks like a bag lady, but I don't know, and I don't even know if that's blood or lipstick or both. But she does have glowing eyes, so I'm gonna assume she is a vampire.
She is, but she's wearing a fox.
Yeah. And there's like a poof ball sticking out of her. Oh no, maybe that's the plant in the background.
That's
I thought she had like this weird little like sparkler sticking out of her shoulder.
No, but she's got some pretty crazy hair. Like, that looks like it's knotted. Like, that's not good hair.
She's got her ribbon in there.
And she's got doofy little, like, bowl cut bangs. Like, I don't know what she's doing.
What kind of voice does she get?
She looks like she'd be raspy.
She does.
It's your turn.
Oh, you're home. A woman reaches for the remote and puts Mad Men on pause. You were home, so I started without you. You know, Netflix and chill. Join me. There's space on the sofa. They brought us a snack. You didn't enjoy the one I gave you before, but this is a different type.
She sent the man?
No. The woman points lazily to the unconscious girl. Oh, I forgot. My name is Adelaide. Adelaide Davis. I like you a lot. Help yourself and settle in.
She's like, you're so pretty. Can I pet you?
I just go along with it.
You're like, ah, cool. Okay.
I just throw her out. I'm throwing her out. Flush with power from the gifts inherent in your blood, you grab Adelaide by the shoulders and lift her up. Adelaide wrenches free and reaches towards you. Before you realize what she's doing,
spit in
she
your mouth.
tweaks her nose. What? Oh, God. She tweaks his nose.
Oh, man.
We could get physical. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
You try to grab a hold of Adelaide, but she dances out of your reach, surprisingly nimble. In desperation, that's not her.
That's not her.
In desperation, you try to punch her. She vanishes from view, and you realize there's a hole in your living room wall. You hear Adelaide's laugh as she evades you, turning invisible, goading you to go after her.
She's like, come on, my precious.
You bust up the door, a table, and a couple more holes appear in the wall. Your attempt at physically forcing Adelaide out is going miserably, no matter how strong you are. You're so caught up in chasing after you don't notice Sophie coming to the apartment. He's just going around punching at her. He's busting all the walls up, and she's just giggling. She sees some of their weeds giggling at him.
And then Sophie comes in and is just watching, like, what the hell? tonight to redecorate, did you?
Sophie notices Adelaide crouching in the corner.
Ah, Adelaide Davis. This gets more humiliating by the minute.
Adelaide vanishes, and Sophie stands aside from the doorway. Soon you see the apartment's front door close. Sophie sighs.
We have to get this place cleaned up. Let my servants take care of it.
Somehow, amazingly, the girl Adelaide brought in is still lying on the sofa unharmed.
Has you been like throwing tables and chairs across the room?
I'm just punching wildly around the room trying to catch her.
You're like punching holes in the wall. You're like, you're there.
I don't even say anything to her. I'm just like, I'm gonna throw this bitch out, and she's like, and she's just like, she's just like jumping around the room.
She's like, got your nose. The Clan of the Moon. Did I not advise caution when dealing with them?
As you watch, Sophie makes a phone call. 10 minutes later, two of her servants arrive to remove the unconscious girl sprawled on your sofa. I was gonna eat that.
You didn't want to Netflix and chill.
Well, I didn't want to eat it with her, but I was gonna eat her after I threw her out.
You are hungry. You clearly need my help. It won't happen tonight, but let me see if I can resolve your stalker problem for real, since you took care of mine.
Well, I did take care of them. You're left to wonder what Sophie meant by that as she leaves your haven. Well, resting again, I guess. Oh no, just switch.
Oh, who's that? There's a new face.
Creep.
Oh,
The creep.
oh,
The
it's
nose.
her.
The nose honker.
Let's go confront her. You're like, I've had enough of this.
Visiting Elysium with Sophie is always a humbling experience. She's connected, well known, important. You're a nobody. You've always known this is, of course, but it's especially apparent when you arrive with her. Everyone notices her, and she drinks it in like it's her birthright.
That's Adelaide Davis. Let's go say hello.
What's she doing at the art place?
That must be where she first saw you. She's like in the crowd, and she's like, ew, he's tasty.
She doesn't even look like the type that would be here. She looks like a bag lady.
They all were dressed in different ways.
You spot the woman Sophie is referring to, Adelaide, your stalker. Intense, disheveled, young-looking. A Malkavian, if you've understood correctly. As you approach, Adelaide smiles at you with a darting look of distaste towards Sophie.
Don't worry, I don't judge people by the company they keep.
That's sweet of you, darling. Let me say this straight. You can't keep doing what you've been doing. You have to leave my poor ward alone.
Adelaide looks from Sophie to you and giggles. The sound must be rare in Elysium because it makes people glance towards you.
I know she's making you do this. Don't worry, we'll be together again later.
I already have someone. Let's be friends. What?
Or are you going on a date
Let's
with
try
her?
a normal date. No.
Oh, listen, lady. I already have someone. I have a lover. You know, a woman lover, too.
She's a woman, too.
Adelaide laughs delightedly.
Don't worry. I'm not old-fashioned. I'll be happy to be your lover. I'm sure they're as wonderful as you are. I'm sorry, I lied, man. There's no lover. There's no threesome. It's over. I forgive you. Love is scary. I can wait. We are immortals. The years pass, but the feelings we have for each other are precious. You should know that I'll always be there. Somewhere. Invisible in the night.
Sophie chuckles as Adelaide slithers away.
I suppose that went as well as could be expected. You see, it seems you have a guardian angel. Have fun.
Ah, what that kind of guardian angel lady? She's a creep.
I thought she was supposed to help you take care of it.
She just went up to her and said, "Lady, leave my ward alone." And that didn't work. So he was like, "Hey, I got a lover." And she's like, "I like threesomes." And he's like, "No, I don't have a lover anymore." And she's like, "Cool." And then she slithers away. And that's how
And
the
then Sophie's
conversation
like,
went.
"Well, I took care of it. Bye."
Sucks to be you, Lloyd.
You're stuck with her now, Lloyd. Oh, man.
As Sophie steps away to chat with her friends, you feel lonely. Surrounded by kindred, you're not sure anyone could really help you navigate this bizarre social environment. Well, that was that.
Yeah,
That was it.
now you're stuck with her forever, I guess.
We tried to tell her no, and then
You
she
tried.
didn't accept, and we told her we had a lover, and then we lied about the lover.
Being like, "No, I lied. I don't want
I mean, I do pick the stupidest option for Lloyd, I will admit, but...
But it's funny. It's funny, though.
Let's go with Mr. Frenchie.
We haven't seen him in a bit.
You've started to look at churches differently since your last encounter with Benoit. You're not sure what happened inside, but it was unavoidably real. You felt it. When Benoit mentioned that being in the presence of Father Anthony's faith would eventually kill someone like you, an undead being, you believed him. It doesn't seem to be very common, though. In New York, you pass thousands of people every night, and none of them have made you feel so afraid and insignificant. If you were to encounter someone like Father Anthony in the subway or a nightclub, you would know. There are many churches in the 5 boroughs, and you're pretty sure most of them don't contain someone whose faith can touch you in this way. Yet you become wary. They just might. Still, tonight the cathedral looks as before, a striking landmark acting as a symbol of faith for people who have no idea that vampires exist in their midst. For them, questions of faith and myth are theoretical, or philosophical. For those, or for you, those same questions suddenly define the meaning of your existence. You sneak into the cathedral like an old hand, as if going to church had been a regular part of your life. Inside, the cathedral is almost deserted. You're not sure if you'll be meeting Benoit alone. The idea of feeling Father Anthony's faith on your undead flesh freezes you with terror. Benoit is waiting for you in the front pews of the cathedral in the exact spot where you saw Father Anthony. Worried, you approach, but you don't feel the touch of faith that shook you before. Benoit nods as you sit next to him in the pew. Aren't you worried about meeting here? Or what if your friend the priest returns?
Don't worry, he's not here tonight. You've had some time to think. I'm guessing you found the touch of Father Anthony's faith hard to ignore. But for most people, God's presence is a question of faith. When I talk with Father Anthony, it feels like proof.
Benoit is fervent, intense as he speaks. It's clear these questions have consumed his existence. Perhaps they'll consume yours too.
I just can't get the idea of a divine purpose out of my mind.
I know how that feels. It's clear we're here for a reason, but why?
Benoit looks around reflexively to make sure nobody is listening. There are only a few people in the enormous cathedral, and they don't seem to be interested in 2 loners murmuring to each other in the front pew.
It might seem like ancient history, things that happened thousands of years ago, but time works differently for our kind. If the stories are true, there are Methuselahs still in existence who walked the earth when Jesus was alive. The only problem is that old vampires lie. They adjust history to suit their egos.
You can talk to different elders.
Shouldn't we focus on what we can verify here and now? Our blood, the effects of Father Anthony's belief?
I suppose that would be the scientific approach. Still, I can't let go of the idea that the old stories would tell us something. This is how the story goes. God cursed Cain as punishment for the murder of Abel. Cain walked the night shunned by humanity and drank blood to sustain himself. Even from the point of our origin, we are damned. Didn't he already tell me all that?
I don't know. This guy's really kind of poor on this.
This is just like world lore, like that's it.
Yeah.
However, the story becomes really interesting when we move forward. Cain creates more of our kind, often referred to as the second generation. They lived with the first city, later called Enoch, ruling openly over the city's human inhabitants. I see the first city as Cain's redemption. Cursed by God to wander, he remade himself as a ruler and lawgiver, acting as an immortal shepherd to humanity. It only started to go wrong when the second generation begat the third and vampires started to run amok.
Vampires ruled openly over humans?
Yes, according to the stories, Cain was a benevolent and just ruler, using his vast knowledge to bring a new age of prosperity. Of course, those stories were written by vampires. After the first city, Cain largely departs for the story. Perhaps he was disheartened by the depredations of his descendants. The antediluvians went on to build a second city in imitation of the first, but it's doubtful their rule was just.
There are people moving in the cathedral, and both you and Benoit have made sure none get close enough to hear you talk. Many of the people you've seen have been elderly or disabled, so it's not surprising that you hear the squeak of a wheelchair. What alarms you more is that you overhear an older woman speaking with a Russian accent mention Father Anthony. Oh man, a
We can
Russian
do a Russian
accent.
accent.
Well, you're doing the
Try to-
French one, like, I can do a Russian one, but, like, you're doing the French one, and it's, like, it's messing with my head.
I'm trying to think, like, I know what a Russian accent sounds like, but I
Like,
cannot picture it right now.
like, Colossus, like, niet. Like,
Yeah.
but I can't bring it. I can't bring it out. Let's find, I don't know, like, I know I can do one, but
I know, but the French is in my head right now.
it's in mine too. Like, let's find Father. Yeah, let's just give her a regular one. I don't know. I can't. Let's find Father Anthony and see if he can help us. From what I've heard, he is an exceptional man. Oh, that was close.
That was close.
You turn to look and see two men and a woman. All three are in their 50s, clearly well worn by life. One of the men pushes the woman in a wheelchair. She's dark-haired and intense, seemingly only half in this world. Whoa.
Yeah, exceptional. But he doesn't like moles.
The speaker is shorter of the men, more animated and worried. He was probably a strong man in his youth, perhaps even an athlete. His voice carries a Midwestern accent. I don't know what a Midwestern accent sounds
That's
like. Missouri?
yeah, like a Colorado accent. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. We are only interested in whether he likes blank bodies.
that mean?
You and Benoit look at each other. This is bad news. Whoever these three are, they can't be good for you.
We need to get out. Let's meet outside. Run out before they notice you. You're like, "Brrr."
The blood grants you inhuman speed. You decide to run out before they have a chance to notice you. You keep low and run your way to the side, stopping to take in your surroundings once you're in the shadow of the mighty pillars holding up the roof. Benoit had the exact same escape plan as you did, and you share a look before you continue running. Speed doesn't equal invisibility, not exactly. Still, none of the mortals inside the cathedral focus their attention on you. If they blink, you're already elsewhere. Another moment, and you're outside, slowing down just in time to avoid looking suspicious as you emerge on the street.
Oh, that was a close call.
Why, though? I don't understand why those people scared them.
They were talking about weird stuff, like...
They were talking about weird stuff and the father, but I don't... Why? Why did it just go
I have no idea!
Who were those three? Did you recognize them?
I might have, I'm not sure. Let's talk a few tenacious vampire hunters living in the city. One of them is supposed to be a woman in a wheelchair. The vampire hunters.
Faking the wheelchair? Because
She must be, because how's she gonna hunt if she can't walk?
For a second, Benoit looks at you as if he was wondering whether he should say something.
There's one thing I've always wondered about the story of Cain. The traditions of the Calimera put a lot of faith in the relationship between sire and childe. You're supposed to follow the example of your maker, yet Cain didn't really seem to care for the vampires he embraced. Did he think it was a mistake to create our kind?
Like, we were like, I was just like, who were those people? And he's like, vampire hunters, whatever. Let's get back to the Cain story.
I know! Like, let's talk about the vampire hunters! My sire left me!
My sire left me! Is that common amongst kindred? I don't care about your Cain story!
Tell me about the hunters! Oh, yes, unfortunately, the kindred are selfish and cruel. You know, I'm Sophie's childe, and you're her protege. It's amazing that we share an appreciation for the mythologies of our kind, considering Sophie has little interest in questions of the spirit.
You stare at Benoit. You knew there was something he wasn't telling you, but in all the talk about Cain and the first city, you forgot about it. Now the only question is, what does this mean? Does Sophie know her childe is talking to you? Probably not.
Don't hold it against me, but I admit finding some pleasure in seeing you suffer the effects of Father Antony's faith. I suppose that's the demon in me.
You asshole!
That's not cool!
Fuck you! That was not okay! Do you do that again, and I'll make you regret it. I punched a bitch in the face last night.
He's like, I heard about her spitting in your mouth. You'll get over it. You know, we should meet again. We've talked so much about myth, but maybe that's cowardly when the reality of faith is right in front of us. I'll introduce you to Father Anthony.
You nod, unsure whether that's a good idea.
You just cussed him out for doing that!
And Wa walks away, and you follow his example, not wanting to hang around the cathedral any longer.
Why don't you just be like, yeah, sure, I'd love to meet him, after you literally just cussed him out?
I know, he's been terrified of the father ever since he saw him.
Yeah, you enter the church and you're like, where is he? Where is he?
Like, someone to meet him?
No!
Sophie requests your presence tonight. It seems urgent. You find her already waiting for you and clearly pondering something. It takes a few minutes of awkward silence before she speaks.
I require your assistance, Lloyd. There's a matter of great importance that I need to ask you to resolve for me. You'll find what I'm about to say surprising, I'm sure, but I need you to hear me out. I need you to contact an important Anarch figure at NYC and arrange a meeting for us.
Oh, what business do you have meeting anarchs? They're the enemies of the Camarilla, isn't that right?
That is nominally true. There is much blood. These words. There is much bad blood between our factions, but it's not as simple as a state of constant war. You will find that with this, as with many other things, the Camarilla's policies have more than their share of hypocrisy inherent in them. It comes hand in hand with using medieval power structures. What we are forbidden to do, the prince may do willingly. Some of these things can be done in the open, while others are kept secret as to not invite discord and discontent. I need to contact a man named Torque. That's totally his real name. He is an influential member of the movement. And, like most of them, very suspicious of the Camarilla. That's why I'm sending you to extend my invitation. What are you scheming?
What are you scheming, Sophie? Say I arranged the meeting. What next?
I have something to offer, Torque. A chance to set things straight, both for the Anarchs and for us, especially for us. From my limited resources adjacent to the movement, I've gathered that your best chance to speak to Torque is to first meet with his right-hand woman, Mia. She's a regular at a club called the Leech Pit. I think it would be best if you presented yourself as an anarch hopeful, a fledgling looking for a place of belonging. Only after you talk to Torque directly should you mention my name in the meeting.
I don't know, Sophie. It sounds very risky. What if they've heard of me because I'm popular? What if I slip up and mention you by accident?
I leave the approach to your discretion, but know that you have to accomplish this on your own. I cannot involve myself as there's
Invoke the
just too much
demons!
cannot invoke myself as there's just too much at stake. After tonight, I suggest that we do not speak of this again until you arrange the meeting. There are many who would jump at the chance to use this against us.
Oh,
Kaiser.
Geyser.
A little gremlin man. With Kaiser, you have proven you can get the job done, even if it requires additional legwork. I trust you to deal with this task as quickly and covertly as possible. Forgive me, but that's all the time I can spare tonight. Now get out of my face, little Lloyd. What I'm asking of you is just part of a bigger whole. Trust me, it will all be worth it. I'll trust her, man. What is she up to?
I don't trust her either.
It better be worth it. I'm the one risking my neck for some kind of convoluted conspiracy.
When I meet with Torque, you will be there, and much will be revealed. I think that when you hear our discussion, you will be glad you helped me set it up. Check with
Gregory.
Gregory. Check with Atmanat for the address of the leech pit. Have Mia introduce you to Torque. When she does, tell him I wish to meet. Let him pick the time and place, but let it be soon. If he proves too guarded, tell him I have something that will help him gather allies against Boss Callahan. That should pique his interest. Good luck. And obviously, not a word about this to anyone else, not even any new friends you might have made in recent nights. This stays between us.
The way she says that final sentence suggests a not so veiled threat. but her warm smile belays that impression. You want to keep her trusting you. You wouldn't want to disappoint her. Gregory gives you the address. Greggy boy!
Oh, Craigie boy.
The club is in Brooklyn. Apparently, it's some kind of heavy metal bar with a dedicated concert space. Time to pay this Mia a visit. The place is teeming with people tonight. You arrive in the middle of the concert. The music is loud, almost deafening, and it takes you a while to get used to it. You recognize a phrase or two of the lyrics and realize that you know the song they're playing. A poster confirms your suspicion. It's a Life of Agony tribute band, and they're not half bad. A group of new dozen patrons are tightly packed together, few dozen, and the smell of their sweat and youthful, excited blood overwhelms you momentarily. It's with some difficulty that you turn to the task at hand. You've heard your share about the anarchs and how they fit into kindred politics, but you only have your short encounter in a Corona Park on which to base your actual opinion. The beer man!
It was the beer man. He was an anarch.
That might have been just a horrible first impression, but you're keeping your guard up just in case.
When she spit in your mouth, it brought your hunger, but then it just went away.
But then it went away, yeah, I know. So I don't know if I should eat somebody or not, but I'm gonna eat them. First things first, the atmosphere of this place is distracting you, with the beast nagging to be fed.
The other guy.
If you're to put your best foot forward, you'd best get that need out of the way temporarily. The place brims with opportunities. You decide it might be easiest to just grab a somewhat drunk concert goer that strikes your fancy, and see whether they'd be willing to indulge you. Sure enough, you chat up with a tipsy patron and hit it off quickly, augmenting your charm with the power of your blood in the interest of time. You don't catch her name. She'd been waiting for her boyfriend, but he hasn't shown. She was pretty much ready to dump him anyway, so hey, here's the new beginnings! Another vodka shot disappears down her throat. She kisses you on the mouth. Luckily, she doesn't spit. It's super sloppy, and the alcohol in her breath is overbearing. You take your chance and kiss her neck, then have a nice bite. Yeah, her evening's drinking definitely colors the way her blood tastes. Alcohol and melancholy. Not a combo you're unfamiliar with. Somebody smacks you on the head and rips you off the girl just as you lick the wounds close. He throws you to the ground. Uh-oh, it's the boyfriend!
Uh-oh.
The argument they get into as your victim seemingly immediately sobers up gives you a chance to mix in with the now dispersing crowd. The concert is over. A hand on your shoulder, you instinctively tense up and prepare to dodge a punch. Instead, you come face to face with a lanky woman in a jacket 2 sizes too big for her frame.
Follow me behind the bar, Lick. I've got a few questions, and you'd better give me snappy answers if you know what's good for you.
She leads you through the bar to the back door that leads into a side room. Indie metal band posters are plastered on every wall, some of them 20 or more years old, judging from the tour dates. An old, sticky table and some rickety chairs are the only pieces of furniture here.
Sit down.
Why is he so violent sometimes?
I don't know.
Well, she
Why don't you sit down?
she hasn't given me any reason to punch her in the face.
No, she hasn't.
Sure. You take a seat as the woman leans against one of the walls.
The name's Mia. I'm guessing your visit here isn't a happy coincidence.
I went from stoner to like hope.
I was like, that doesn't feel right.
It wasn't right. She was lower than that.
I'm so tired. I don't know you, so you're either new in New York or you kept an outstandingly low profile. Both sound suspect. So before we take these pleasantries further, answer me this. Who do you run with? You're not supposed to say anything.
I'm an independent. I don't bow to anyone or any place.
Isn't that adorable? Listen, fledgling, you don't get to be this fresh in the game and not pick a side. Those Second Inquisition fucks are all too happy to pick on the delusional kids like you. She turned into a man.
Her voice keeps changing.
I can't find it again. It's
It's stoner. Give her a stoner voice.
gone.
She looks like a stoner.
She does look like a stoner. That's why I made her sound like that. So are the cams. They offer you rewards aplenty for your servitude, but never actually deliver. Fortunately for you, there's another option. But before I get to that, let's get one thing out of the way.
She leans in. Oh no, she's gonna spit in my mouth!
If this is some clever ploy to oust me from my domain, or if you're just here to spy on me and the movement, I'll make sure that you don't enjoy on death much longer. Got it?
You can tell it's a purely rhetorical question.
Right. Here's the pitch. The Camarilla likes to think they're the vanilla option, what with Prince Bitch Panhard pretending that they're always in charge, but New York has never been a fully cammy city. They might have won the city in '99, but the camps have had their asses handed to them many times over the years, and the movement has been here at least as long as they have. Hell, I moved it. Why do they always say NYC? Like, you don't say that in, like, conversation.
I don't know. I
Like,
don't know.
who lives in New York and is like, I moved to NYC? Like, it's so, people don't talk like that. Hell, I moved to NYC before World War II, and that was a good while after I saw the Camarilla for what they are, a way to keep us all subservient and in line. The Ivory Tower will tell you that their only safeguard for the the Ivory what? The Ivory Tower will tell you that they're the only safeguards for the traditions, and that's kind of the problem. There's only one tradition we in the movement feel should be respected, the masquerade, obviously. Everything else, ask the prince. She'll tell you it's the logical continuation of the masquerade. But really, it's just a way to keep the elders powerful and in control.
She grimaces.
Ugh. But here's the thing. For all the talk of us bloodsuckers being solitary creatures, we need a community to keep up the masquerade. Community, yes, but authority, not so much. We need a council of peers to keep the assholes and power-drunk fledglings in check. You're a power-drunk fledgling. But not a feudal prince to tell you where to feed or who to hunt down when they step on her toes.
She takes a brief break from her indignant
Indignant.
rant. Indignant rant.
So, you anarchs don't have a ruler?
A ruler? No. But leaders? Sure. Most follow old boss Callahan's lead.
So, what you're saying is I should talk to Callahan.
No, I'm saying you should talk to somebody else. If you're concerned about being well received in the city, you might need to go through Callahan. But if you're serious about the Anarch cause itself, he's not your guy. Callahan eats up fledglings like you and shits out self-preservation. His position as Baron is mighty shaky now, not least due to the fact he's backstabbed more than his share of allies. So he's doing what any other old fart in a position of power would do. He's doubling down. Negotiations are out, intimidation is in. Tightening ranks as a precaution against the Second Inquisition.
She surprises you by hacking and spitting on the ground in disgust.
If you spent some time with the Cams, that should sound very familiar to you. He's no better than Panhard and her cronies are at this point. No, you need to contact Torque, and wouldn't you know it, it's your lucky night, because I'm the lick to do it through. Why can't I just meet him?
Oh, why do I have to go through you? Can't I just meet him?
Nope, because I'm not sure if he wants to meet you. Plus, you could be Callahan's flunky, or a Camarilla spy, or an Inquisition collaborator, or all these things at once. I know basically nothing about you, so there's no way I'm just pointing you in the direction of a guy whose work I respect. Torque is a leader, a local baron who's overseeing a small domain, but doing a very good job of it. Callahan knows this, so he's giving him shit. Torque is taking it like a champ. He's smart like that. For one of us rebels, he's got the patience of a saint. Makes you think back to how things used to be way back then, if the stories are to be believed. Anyway, you want to meet him? I'm going to require a show of goodwill first.
Or I could just ask somewhere else.
No way!
That's fair. What do you have in mind?
She flashes you a mischievous half smile.
I appreciate your readiness, but I don't have the details just now. Ask for me at the bar when you're able. I'll leave something for you and we'll take it from there. Now, come on. I gotta go.
She walks you out of the bar and you go your separate ways. Seems like there's nothing more to do than return here later and see if Mia really can help you contact Torque.
Wow.
I don't really want to do either of these two because, God, she rambles like shit. Like, I don't even know what she's saying. I don't even care. She rambles like crazy. He's
She is
basically the
the.
same thing. So I guess we'll just
I
go back
know.
to Agathon.
Agathon's the most entertaining of these three,
Yeah.
but you might get spit in your mouth again. I don't know.
One of these nights you'll have to buy something. You reflect as you ring the doorbell of the occult bookstore that serves as Agathon's haven. Perhaps something about auras or the tarot. The same deprived blonde woman you saw on your first visit opens the door for you. Each kindred has their own servants, and Agathon seems to go for the tired, wicked mom type. I don't remember
Oh,
who
it's
did her.
you. I don't know. Come in.
The woman
She's blacked
disappears
out.
into
I
the
don't know if we
back
even talked to
room.
her.
Well, it said we talked to her, or at least it said we noticed her. I don't know if she spoke.
I don't remember.
The woman disappears into the back room even as you close the door behind you. Lacking any better directions, you make your way up the stairs. At first you thought the chanting was part of the ritual soundtrack that plays in the shop even at night. As you reach the second floor, you realize that it's Agathon's voice. You come up just in time to see him standing in the middle of his ritual paraphernalia, with his wrist cut open over a wrought iron stand holding a blood red stone. As
Ew.
Agathon chants, the blood drips from the wound in his wrist onto the stone. It looks as if he's absorbed into it. It's probably not a good idea to interrupt blood rituals, so you wait in silence as Agathon finishes. A few minutes later, he opens his eyes and smiles ruefully.
I've done so many of these rituals. I hope it's not too off-putting for you.
Agathon smears a bit of his own blood over the wound, and you see it close. It looks like he does this so often he barely pays attention to it anymore. It's
It's
icky.
icky.
I don't mind. We're all vampires here after all.
That we are. He always looks like he's like creepy.
He does. He looks like he's all sinister and evil. His head's bowed. He's like,
But he doesn't talk like that. Like it doesn't fit him.
No. Agathon picks up the blood red stone from its stand.
This is a bloodstone. Could be useful.
He doesn't seem inclined to elaborate.
Anyway, let's go.
He pockets the stone and leads you back down the stairs and outside to his car. Soon you're on your way to Queens and Flushing Meadows, Corona Park.
Already
After
found the beer
parking
guy.
the car, you follow Agathon on foot as he leads you deeper into the park. Coming to the New York Park in the middle of the night might have worried you when you were alive, but now it's normal. If someone tries to mug you, it just means you'll have an opportunity for a snack.
Yum.
Agathon walks with purpose, as if he knows exactly where to go. You see the Unisphere, a giant metal sculpture of Earth, lit up so park goers can appreciate it at night. You're not sure how Agathon picks his ritual spot, but he must have a purpose in mind. The sculpture stands in the background, giving his preparations added dramatic weight.
Stand watch while I perform a ritual. It'll reveal whether the notes we seek are here. I'll lose control of the incantation if you fail to keep me free of distractions.
It doesn't look like there are many people around. You settle in for a boring half hour while Agathon mumbles and makes strange gestures, spilling drops of his blood at regular intervals. From the outside, the ritual is not particularly flashy. Agathon repeats a mantra under his breath and walks with measured steps until he stops and turns around, walking back. It looks as if there's an invisible structure he must follow, unseen patterns and limits governing his movements. As choreographies go, it doesn't look particularly difficult to learn, but you suspect there are hidden dimensions of skill and understanding involved. As a lone drunken woman walks towards you, hard to say what she's doing at the park, she's a little older, white, dressed like a suburban divorcee.
That was the girl from the shop.
I don't think it's the same girl. I think they're just lazy.
They just like that's like their generic
Yeah,
woman.
I don't think it's the same girl.
What is your friend doing? He's kind of hot.
The woman's words are slurred by alcohol, but she seems to have decided
she's
that
drunk.
you are this evening's entertainment.
Hey, you. Stop being weird and talk to me.
The woman seems determined to walk past you toward Agathon. This looks like just the kind of interruption that he was worried about.
Hey, stop!
Eat her.
He likes drunk bitches. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That's exactly what I would have made him say.
That's why I'm laughing.
Hey, stop, lady!
Who are you? Are you guys friends? You look very pretty.
The woman leans on you and slowly settles down to sit on the ground, still holding onto your arm as she does so. Suddenly, you hear a scream of rage. Startled, you turn around just in time to see Agathon running at the woman on the ground, his expression contorted with hatred. Did the woman make enough noise to interfere with the ritual? That doesn't explain why he's in such rage. I'm not going to read, I don't know. You step aside as Agathon leaps at the woman, sinking his fangs into her neck as she screams pitiably. The woman's screams quiet down as Agathon drinks more and more.
Don't kill that lady, man!
What do you care?
I know. It's impolite to intervene when another vampire is feeding. You wait for Agathon to finish his business. The woman stops breathing as Agathon drinks the last of her blood. He stands up slowly, ignoring the dead body at his feet.
I didn't intend for that to happen. I lost control.
Agathon looks genuinely anguished.
You shouldn't have let me do that. We have to go.
I'm supposed to stop or vampires here. Like, why would I stop
I,
you?
I don't know. I didn't know that he was like a little vegetarian.
Agathon looks at you miserably, then lifts the body from the ground. You check to see if anybody's watching, but the park is empty at this time of the night. Even so, this was probably very bad for the masquerade. I guess we're supposed to stop him, like, oh no, the masquerade! Remember the masquerade, man!
It's in the park in the middle of the night.
I know, we were eating other people before in the park.
You ate that girl in the middle of a club. Like,
You and Agathon walk quickly back to his car. Agathon dumps the body in his trunk for later disposal. You're still not sure whether it was the woman who broke Agathon's concentration and caused him to lose control, or something else. Usually, Agathon drives more carefully than most humans you know, but now something is different. He's speeding, honking at every car that gets in your way.
oh, he's pissed.
You're driving towards the Bronx, and twice Agathon almost collides with another car. He's clearly not used to driving quickly, but something is overriding his usual caution. It's the blood. You screech to stop in front of a red tile apartment building. Agathon jumps out of the car and starts running, leaving you to take the keys from the ignition and close the doors. Agathon disappears up the stairs, and you follow his agitated shouting. He's screaming.
Abuela, it's me, Javi.
What?
I don't know.
You get to the 5th floor landing after a run that would have left your mortal self winded to find Agathon banging on an apartment door and failing with his key. Isn't it Abuela? Isn't that grandma in Spanish?
I thought so. Why is he calling himself Javi?
I don't know. A few of the neighbors poke their heads out into the hallway, but nobody intervenes. Agathon finds the right key and slams the door open, running inside. You follow, entering what looks like a home of an old Mexican lady. There are portraits of the mantelpiece, and a crucifix on the wall. The apartment smells musty with old age. You detect a faint odor of vampiric blood.
Sylvia, where are you?
You come to the living room to find a body covered by a blanket in the corner of a sofa.
Guess on the end.
The television is on, but the sound is off. It looks like a Spanish language channel. Agathon tears at the blanket, pulling it away in panic. He reveals an old woman waking up in a bleary-eyed confusion.
I thought she was dead.
Javi, what are you barging in like this? Who's your friend?
Oh, you're alive, Abuela.
I didn't know Agathon was Mexican.
I didn't either. I mean, the name Agathon? That doesn't sound Mexican.
Agathon hugs the old lady and then turns to you.
You'll have to introduce yourself. I'll check the wards. Something triggered them, and I'll have to see if they still work. That's probably what pissed them off.
Sylvia snuggles deeper into her blankets. I don't know how to do a little old Mexican lady.
This vampire business is always there is trouble. It's the vampires.
You stare at her, startled. Clearly the masquerade hasn't held in this household.
Yes, Agathon is worried someone wants to hurt you. Anyway, I'm Lloyd. You must be his grandmama. Nobody wants to hurt me, dearie. Don't be silly.
I can't do it.
He's always worrying, that boy. This is about the girl who came to visit. I could tell Avi was never gonna keep secrets.
So much like his mother. You hear Agathon rummaging around the small apartment, almost as if he's scratching at something on the walls. He's always doing that, running the walls with blood, making runes. I tell him to cover them with the photos and the paintings, but he won't listen. I have to do it myself. That explains the faint smell of vampire blood in the apartment. Otherwise, how can I invite friends for tea? They'll ask questions if I have runes all over my walls. It doesn't look like a Christian home anymore.
Juno.
He said discretion.
He did. Well, he said discretion with Aisling.
Oh.
What does the girl want? Why was she here?
She came to talk to me and to leave a message. I may be old, but I can still have a social life, can't I? She was always a vampire. She was a vampire too, always. And I expect always. Are you a vampire?
No,
she was just a girl.
You don't even know who she was.
No, she was just a girl. Agathon is upset that she came here because of their personal history.
Juno.
Just a girl. I'm too old for these pretenses. Or is masquerade the word you people use? Agathon returns to the living room, still agitated.
She wanted to send a message. If we don't let her find the notes first, she'll hurt my abuela.
He glances meaningfully at the old woman. You know what? If this is his abuela, then he's not an old vampire.
I know, like he can't be more than 10.
No. No, she won't. She gave a message for you, Javi. She said to think very carefully whether your clan will really protect your loved ones. Agathon stares at Sylvia, stunned and confused.
She was here to tell me that? What? That just sounds like it's
I don't.
That sounds like it's confirming what he said, that she was threatening his loved ones. Like she came there and she's like, "Does he really think the clan can protect you, Granny?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you're right." Like I don't understand.
I don't either.
Maybe that's good. It doesn't sound like she wants to hurt you.
She was a nice girl, I can tell.
Oh, abuela. Lloyd, let's go. This is all we can do here.
You say your goodbyes, and soon you're back outside, sitting in Agathon's car.
What a catastrophe. To think Juno was there. The wards trigger when a vampire enters the perimeter, so Juno was there just as I was doing the ritual in the park. I'll take you to your haven.
Agathon starts the car and begins the drive toward Manhattan. He appears agitated, emotions coursing under his stoic face.
Your grandmother, she was a kind lady. Your grandmother is a very spirited woman.
She's all I have left of my family. We came here from Mexico City when my parents were still alive. The kindred have always haunted my family. Every generation has its own tragedies. You know, he's lived in America long enough that he just doesn't have a Mexican accent anymore.
Well, we didn't know he was Mexican. Granny didn't have one either because I can't do an old lady, apparently. So.
Why is he named Agathon? That doesn't sound like a Mexican name to me.
Not at all, but I don't know. Agathon is gripping the steering wheel harder than he should, although he's back to his usual careful driving style. Juno might as well be with me.
Quite are, and the rest of the Camarilla won't be too happy to hear of a mortal who knows all about us.
That's not really what I planned for him to say.
No, that's like threatening.
It is.
Who's gonna tell them? You?
He continues speaking without giving you time to reply.
Boy, I'll rip your head off. You'd, you'd be surprised what kind of things those Camarilla stalwarts get up to when no one's watching.
Agathon drops you off in front of your haven. The experience leaves you with the disquieting thoughts. You met Agathon's grandmother under awkward circumstances, but he clearly loves her very much. You don't know enough about the world of kindred to say whether that's normal or not. It seems to keep Agathon connected to the world in a way that feels alien for some of the other kindred you've met. Perhaps there is a lesson in that. Well, I guess we're not
I
finishing it
think
tonight.
no, I think that's it for the night.
I don't think we're ever gonna finish it.
Maybe next week.
Not with these two that ramble on for hours.
I know, these two are gonna take like half the stream next time.
They are.
But we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, at least we made progress. But I don't know. This game's taking forever.
This game really just feels like it's like an intro to the roleplay game. Like,
Oh, it totally is. Like, his blood ritual is something you can do in the game. Like, I could just tell the way it was written up and the way they were describing it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna use my character and do a little blood ritual. Whoop-a-doo. Like,
yeah, and then just like the whole, like, all the Kane stuff. Like, did we need to know all that?
not at all. Not at all.
Oh, but maybe we'll finish it up next week. We'll see. But
We'll
it's late.
see. Yeah, I'm tired.
Me too.
Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. And if you happen to catch this crazy stream on YouTube, feel free to like and subscribe.
Yeah, we always appreciate it. And thanks for watching.
And we'll catch you later next Tuesday for this game, at least.
Yeah. Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.